Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to show you the small changes I did for the Preselect add-on, and I've decided to add it as a free download to the Random Flow product, so you can get it when you buy Random Flow. Or if you have Random Flow already, you can go to the store and just update your files in your product library. So you may have noticed the neck pillow. That's because I'm old and my neck hurts. Okay, so um, the Preselect add-on um, lets you select linked plug faces that in object mode or in edit mode. And so let's just duplicate this. So Shift F is select linked faces, and then Control Shift F is select face islands, and then Control Alt Shift F is select planar, kind of like coplanar, kind of like this. Everything that is on the same normal plane. And when you press F9 for the redo option or panels, you can increase the threshold. So use X-ray is if you want to view the drawing. So for example, if an object is in front of the object you're trying to use the Preselect on. Oh, this is on by default, but you can turn it off. So no X-ray, but I just leave it on. Okay. So the new thing for the current Preselect or the new one or the new feature that I've added is makes it work for the. So for example, if we use random panels and just generate the randomization or the edges using mark sharp only. So this is designed to work in conjunction with panel cutter. So random flow only gives you the mark sharp edges and not the geometry. Let's just try this. So with the random panels, you can press a mark sharp edge, Shift G, and then select all the sharp edges. And then Final Cut, you can use the operator. So the reasoning for this is that you can random flow will give you the base template for the randomization. Then you can go ahead and just subtract mark sharp edges from this or add to the mark sharp edge, and then you use random panels to panel cutter to cut make those edges as panel cuts. Then yeah, uh, so with the Shift F, and that is the link flat faces. You go to F9. So by default, this uses the sharpness threshold to basically limit the expansion of the selection on the sharp edges via an angle threshold. But you can use it to limit it to to mark sharp edge boundaries. So now it works in conjunction with this method also. So if I want to like uh, push pull some of the faces that have mark sharp edge as boundaries, for example this one, do that. skew it evenly, then select this, then pull out. Okay, so just another workflow for you to consider. Random flow gives out the randomized edges as mark sharp edges. Then you can modify the layout and then use panel cutter to cut this destructively or non-destructively, or use the preselect add-on to select um, the faces that have marked edges that are marked sharp as boundaries. Okay, and another thing, let's just delete this, is the Control Shift F, which is select islands. So if I were to use random panels, so let's just use this and increase the subdivision. Uh, Probably use too much since the mesh is already subdivided. Okay, turn this on. And with this, so before you start the operation, just deselect everything, Control Shift A. And so Control Shift F selects the face island. And but if you use the preview panel using the F9 hotkey, you can use this delete link. There we go. So you can basically erase that faces or I mean face islands that you don't want. You can undo properly, of course. And this also works with, let's go to randomize the geometry. So for example, if I use random cells for lights, so this preset here, increase the subdivision to make the light smaller. So these are the lights. So a great thing about this method versus using a shader is that you can delete the geometry. Whereas with a shader, you can randomize, but you can just delete a particular set of lights without changing everything. So select the geometry, and then we can use the Control Shift F hotkey to delete some of the lights that we don't like. So this is the advantage of using the Preselect. This tool is of course a support tool for random flow, but you can of course use it for other things as well. So let's just turn the deletion, select something, and then go to the redo panel by using the F9 hotkey, then disable the delete link. Okay. So it makes it faster for you to work with the add-on. So select the resulting geometry from the randomization. Deselect everything first, Control Shift A, and then you can go ahead and, so for example, I want only particular areas for the randomization. So for this side, I'm going to use Control Alt Shift F for the coplanar selection, and then probably use random panels here again. So this is just a great way of stacking the effects. So before I start the operation on another area, Control Shift A to select the last selection. So let's use Shift F to select surfaces using the length sharp method. or you can select a whole island and then use the randomization on that. And then if you finished, you can go ahead and select another geometry, randomized geometry. And before you start selecting, Control Shift A to deselect everything. Control Alt Shift A is select everything. So blue means selected and red means deselected. Okay, so we can let's use the coplanar method, and for example use uh, random panels again. Here I'm going to use something like random cells and use this preset, increase the subdivision to make the extrusion smaller, and then thickness, not thickness, depth, decrease. So yeah, so this avoids you going to edit mode and selecting the faces. So you can use L for that, or L, no, L L selects the entire island. I think to use the linked faces method, you need to select a face, go to select, and then select linked. You go ahead and you go ahead and add this to your quick favorites by right clicking and then selecting edges. I mean faces from the face islands. Shift, not Shift G, Q for the quick favorites, and then use the link flat faces. Okay. So with the Preselect, you can just Shift F. And good thing about this is that before starting, make sure that everything's deselected. Control Shift A, and you can just use the add-on in object mode without going to edit mode and using all the extra keys just to select everything. I'm Q and like flat faces. Wait. I think you can also delete. Oh no, you can only use. You can only delete using the delete link. So you can delete like the face elements that you don't want. This doesn't work with curves. Uh, in, maybe in feature updates. So curves is random tubes and random cables. With random tubes, it probably will result in an error because this will read faces and not curve points. So it doesn't work with curves. So it will work if you convert it to mesh. So let's just use, you can use creative flow, apply mesh, or W hotkey, convert to mesh. So now it becomes a mesh, and you can delete tubes using this. Using the using the control shift hotkey. So make sure everything's deselected and oops, not control shift F, not shift F, but control shift F. Okay, so you can. So this just makes it easier to sketch concept art using random flow. So this is basically your eraser tool. You can delete everything that you don't want. So in edit mode, you can do this to move stuff. I'll shift A to deselect and probably add in another option in the future for you to avoid. So right now, this is additive. When you select everything, something, the last one is preserved. The last selection is preserved. So in the future, I might add something like, if you select a new one, the old one will be removed. So it's much more convenient to select isolated areas and do something like moving without using Control Shift A after. Dating and scaling. Okay. Or I could probably just add it after this video. You will receive an email that the files per random flow has been updated with the Preselect add-on, and I will link um, the online documentation as well. Okay, so that is it for this video, and just wait for the email with the confirmation that the Preselect add-on has been added to random flow. So all you have to do is log into the store that you bought the random flow from, and then go to your product library and download your free files from there, or free updates. Okay, so that's it for this video. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.